Hi, welcome to this video. My name is Marcus from Brewer Interactive.
And I'm Aaron from HubSpot.
And today we are here to give you 7 great tips on how you can acquire more clients for absolutely next to nothing. So tip number 1 is for you to understand the customer lifecycle stage. So in the inbound marketing funnel context, there is a few levels of customer lifecycle stage. There's your traffic visitors, and then there's your subscribers, there's your normal leads, marketing qualified leads, sales qualified leads, opportunity clients, and evangelists, right? So, not every level applies to every single business. Like, for some business, maybe leads and marketing qualified leads, that term is quite fuzzy in between. So you might say, okay, you know what, leads doesn't apply for me. If there are leads coming in, they're either MQL, marketing qualified leads, or sales qualified lead. So the difference between the two, and I think this is a very important distinction that we need to talk about, is that marketing qualified leads are people who have downloaded one of your content offers. They're not necessarily qualified or has been qualified to inquire more about your business, but they're just people who have downloaded one of your bottom of the funnel content offers, and you can define them as MQL. Sales qualified leads, I guess, are people who have inquired about your services or have inquired about your pricing. Right? They call you up, ask for a quotation. You can immediately categorize them as SQL. So that's tip number 1, to really understand this first. Next one is now you understand, okay, the different stages of customer lifecycle stages. Then you want to be able to say, all right, if I want to acquire more leads, then let's look at your entire list of leads, and then look at, okay, all the people who are in your SQL, right, who has not been contacted or closed in the last 30, 60, 90 days. You just want to send a quick email and reach out to these people, and that email is really up to you of what you want to say to them, whether you want to talk about your new promotion, whether you want to talk about a new feature that you do, or you want to write just a generic email case study about one of your clients, for example. I think that's something that's super helpful as well.
I think just to add on to that,
sure,
if I may, I think one key component to run a successful SQL email campaigns is what we call the SLA in between. So once an email is being responded by a prospect or by a customer, the salespeople is required to follow up with that lead within the next 24 hours.
Oh yeah.
As you guys all know, once leads go beyond that time frame, it cools down so much.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
So often, your salespeople are so busy, so occupied with so much things. But whenever you management decided to run a campaign like this on focusing on SQL, your sales team need to be on board. Your marketing need to be on board as well to make sure that they remind the sales team that, hey, there's this service level agreement to call them within the next 24 hours. I think that's one important component.
Yeah, and just to add on to that point, right? So HubSpot is this great tool. It's part of the sales tool, and it's free, by the way, where every time you send out emails, you can track these emails, whether your prospects receiving that email have opened up your email. So salespeople, when they are usually out of the office all the time and they're always on their phone, they always work on their phone. What this tracking tool can do is that the minute, let's say, I send out an email to about 10 SQLs, for example. Let's say the first SQL, his name could be like John Tan, for example. He opens up the email within the next 5 minutes. Then what you can do is that on your phone, there is a notification that you can send out to your salespeople through the HubSpot app to say that, okay, John Tan has opened this email. So what this will tell you is that the salesperson will then say, oh, John Tan has opened this email, so I need to call John Tan right now. I find that super, super valuable as well. Yeah. So that's tip number 3. The next one would be to install live chat. So live chat has been like the talk of the town in the marketing world lately. So yes, you can install live chat on every single page. That's one way of doing it. But if you really want to make you really want to make it super effective of your live chat, what you can do is look at your high value pages. So what are high value pages? In one of my earlier videos, I talked about looking at your customer or your visitors' top conversion paths. So what are the pages that they visit before they convert to become a lead, so that you have their data to contact them, right? So let's say typical top conversion path would be, if you're a B2B business, they would go to your homepage, then to your products page, then to your team pages, then to your contact page, right? So if this is the top conversion path, so what you want to do? Well, if you know that this is what it is, the top conversion path, then on your homepage you can have a live chat the trigger message would be like, hey, welcome to my site, whatever. Would you like to check out more about products and services, right? So you're actually prompting them to go to the next page because you know that that's a top conversion path by itself. So I think that's a good tip you can use as well. If they click no or they click yes or they type in some other thing, you can integrate that chat feature with your phone so that on the go you can also reply to these people. Even if they may just say no, I'm not interested, or maybe they ask something out of topic as well, you can just respond to them on the fly, and I think that's super helpful. So those are the 3-4 things I think you can do to acquire more clients for next to nothing, because a lot of these tools like HubSpot, for example, there's a free version of it that you can use.
I think what's so nice about that chatbot function is it's being integrated into a centralized CRM.
Yes, yeah.
Which is like that universe of data that any company needs to have. And when someone interact with your staff on chatbot, even if you don't close that sale on the spot, all this record will be recorded down.
Yes.
As a remark under the CRM. And that allows your sales rep to go into that contact profile and target them accordingly, according to what they're interested in, according to that chat history, which is great, right? Which is now like paved like a perfect segue for me to talk about the fifth tip, which is setting up a basic lead scoring system for your company, right? Because more often than not, a lot of sales rep or sales team will come to me and say that, hey, we have a problem on prioritizing leads.
Oh yeah,
we got like
huge,
tens of thousands of leads. Like, which one should we call first? Should we call someone that's like alphabetical, country, or that has a number? Right? I feel that there's multiple ways for you to do that, but one of the most effective way of doing this is by lead scoring. So when I say lead scoring, it could be basically pointers like, have they visited your pricing page? How many times have they checked out your website? Right? Do they have a valid email address, not your Gmail, for example, for B2B businesses? Your company email domain. So each of these criteria can be tagged to a score, right? So if let's say you deem as someone more important, if let's say they come to visit your pricing page for more than 5 times, you can tag a higher score to them. Like
so maybe like
there's
like 5 points to that if you visited the pricing page, right?
5 points system, right? And then that is where salespeople will be like, okay, like in the morning, I click, open up my CRM and I look at all these different pointers. Because overnight, people will come to our website, people will be filling out forms, people will be like inputting their contact details. And then that's where you could start calling down, right?
So you can filter it by, or you can sort it by, top lead scores, and then you can call one by one, from the top person. So you know that person is super qualified. So you start your day off well, and then you've got action items that you can follow up from. Yeah, that's great.
I mean, as opposed to like just calling down blindly, right? I think that's one that is very relevant.
But wait, let me add on one more thing. So there's the manual lead scoring that you can do, and then there's also predictive lead scoring that we recently tried out within HubSpot, and I find that very useful as well, because manual lead scoring, you sort of define it by yourself. But what predictive lead scoring does is that the tool itself, HubSpot, can then look at, I think over 200 contact points that the successfully converted leads have done. Maybe they visited this, they've done this, maybe the source comes from phone call, or maybe the source comes from this specific page. So HubSpot knows all these things. I mean, the tool knows all these things, and then it can, by itself, define that, okay, this lead has done all these other things, and therefore is tagged to a higher score. And I find that super helpful because we A/B tested this in one of the clients. One was like manual lead scoring, and then the other one was predictive lead scoring. And I tell you, man, predictive lead scoring was just so much better in terms of the accuracy of whether the lead was qualified or not qualified. And the best part is that, with predictive lead scoring, I didn't really have to do anything. It was just set up by itself.
You automate the whole journey, right? Again, like the lead scoring is only as accurate as how you input your data into the CRM, right? So how we predict it is, for example, like if you input the company that closed, it has an employee size of 1 to 50, right? We'll deem that as, your sweet spot. If we have like 10 of them that close within the next 1 month, that's a sweet spot. However, if that data is inaccurate, then the predictive scoring will then predict it in a wrong way because the data is wrong in the first place. Right?
Rubbish data in, rubbish data out.
So I think keeping your sales rep, keeping all your operational staff in check to provide accurate data on the CRM is crucial in the sense, right? So the next point would be creating a quick BOFU campaign. So who can tell me what is BOFU? Okay, BOFU is what we call bottom of the funnel
Right.
campaign.
Yep.
It basically concentrate on basically 2% of your database
Yep.
that you think that is mature enough, ready enough to purchase or engage your service.
Correct.
Right? Because so often than not, like a lot of brands are so occupied with running awareness campaign, trying to get their brands out there, they neglect those low-hanging fruits.
Yep.
Right? So a quick wins for you, literally, is to send out a series of emails to people who, for example, have a strong likelihood of becoming a customer, again, using our predictive lead scoring,
Yep.
or your manual lead scoring,
Yep.
right? Likelihood to close, target at them. If there's your sweet spot, do some analysis around them,
Yep.
send an email or get sales rep to engage with them, or even entice them to interact on a live chat.
Yeah,
right?
that's
Again,
true.
ties
Yep.
back really nicely, right? So that you could convert some quick wins
Yep.
for your business, right? Now, the 7 point, now I know we have been talking a lot. Like,
Oh, yeah, it's great. I think
many
it's-
pointers,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I think another quick wins is retarget on your current customers.
Yep.
So how often we see customer as an output?
Yep.
So we see them as the end journey of anything. Like, okay, once we convert them as a customer, that's it.
Yep.
All right, we wash our hand and then we move on to hunt for new customer. That is like a typical mindset of a sales rep,
Yep.
like hunter mindset,
Yep, yep.
right? And then we leave all our work to customer success or even like services folks to try to upsell them,
Yep.
right? But the fact is, services people, they are not sales wired, or they don't have that upselling or cross-selling mindset.
That's true.
Unless you take a target to them, but
Yep.
they won't necessarily feel comfortable, for example,
No.
right?
Yep.
On having a target. So I think it's very important for sales leader or operational leader to then step in to actually run a campaign targeting at your existing customers. I think the easiest way is to send out a survey
Yep.
first, all right, to understand their satisfaction level,
Yep.
all right. So it goes a long way if you have what we call NPS survey, Net Promoter Score survey, where you have like a scale of 1 to 10. You ask them a series of questions like how satisfied are you with our services so
Yep.
far? How likely are you going to refer a client,
Yep.
right, or a friend to this service, right? Because again, we all know that if we do this over a call, people are nice enough. People
Yeah.
will just say, yeah, it's okay, yeah, it's
Yeah,
good,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Without elaborating. So the NPS score goes a long way for you to, before you can retarget that target audience who are really happy
Yep.
with more new products,
Yep.
right? And then this gives me a perfect segue to talk about adding testimonial
Yep.
for your current clients. Again, how often do we ask a satisfied customer
Yeah.
about like, are you okay to refer a friend
To us, yeah.
to us?
Yeah.
Are you okay to introduce me to your network, for example? I mean, we are almost too shy to ask about that.
Oh,
if
yes.
they're satisfied, if they're happy, okay, cool, man. All right, cool. We move on to the next customer.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So it just requires a quick question, a quick questionnaire, or to some extent a quick survey
Yep.
to understand that and ask for testimonial. Right. Proactively go out
Yeah.
to all these existing customers that are really happy with your service and product.
Yeah, and if you want like a template, because if you're really like clueless or you don't know what's the best, most effective way of acquiring testimonials from existing clients, we're going to drop an email link for the ones that we use. So feel free to use it. Just remember to change out the names when you try to ask for testimonial. That's very important. But that's it. I think that's all that we have for you in this video. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.